Hi, my name is Dylan Raasch. I'm the creative director of Air Max.
So you've designed a couple of lifestyle shoes, such as the Nike Roche One. That was very popular. Comfort was a big deal for you.
Yeah, huge deal.
So how about this time for the Air Max 270?
Yeah, the same thing. I think we had the opportunity to apply comfort to the Air Max for the first time in a different way. So the team got together and really thought about how we can innovate around lifestyle comfort, which is a new thing for Air Max. It was a little change for Air Max, but I think it's going to be something that's going to be we can evolve on.
So I heard two versions of story, actually. So the first version is that you guys want to do something bigger than 32 millimeters. So is that true? What was that story?
Yeah, well, we have a creative launch at Nike, and we have all the designers get together and kind of ideate on what they think the next thing's going to be. So initially, when it started, I mean, we had 40 millimeter airbags that were gigantic, but obviously we couldn't make them quite yet. We had to experiment until we could get them in the right perfect size, which ended up being what the 270 was.
Okay, so the second version I heard is that the airbag was actually limited to 27 millimeter, and you guys make to put another 5. Is that true?
Yeah, I think we have a Air Max sequent bag, and our Air Max airbag development team said the biggest you can make a bag is 27 millimeters. So we just pushed them to see if they could make it bigger, and they did.
So what kind of compromises you have to make to shrink it down or to put another 5 millimeter?
Well, I think the biggest compromise for us was initially we wanted to go really big, like 40 millimeters, like just gigantic. But for the cavitation molds and the way we make airbags, they said if you make it that big, the airbags are going to blow out when you walk on them. So we had to compromise on just going a little bit smaller than we wanted to.
When I look at this shoe, a lot of people realize when you look at this way, the TPU clip over here looks almost like an extension of the airbag. So it looks very gorgeous from this way. So where does the inspiration coming from for the heel clip?
Well, this heel clip actually came directly from the 180. We took that shape and built it in, and we really used it just to make the airbag look even bigger than it was and give it some stability that it needed.
Okay, so we noticed about the airbag in the back. What about anything in the front?
On the forefoot, I mean, we have the Phylon foam, but I think what we were trying to do is trying to integrate a nice transition on the shoe. So that's why we designed this foam pillar.
On the Vapor Max, the outsole was actually molded together with the airbag. Is that the same technology you guys used for the 270 airbag?
No, the Vapor Max had the molds, I guess the rubber built into it. So we try to make it so it's all integrated. This is a little bit different, that this is stock fit, but hopefully in the future we're going to work on getting a more integrated bag system on the modern platform.
Okay, I noticed the mesh in the upper, the hole has different sizes. Why is that?
We're designing the upper, we really wanted to make it zonally functional. So this was bigger right here for breathability. We made it smaller, tighter right here to give some more toe protection. And then really this was kind of designed for this medial lateral support. So this was all very considered how we did the patterning on the engineered upper.
I specifically remember one of the image where a lot of Air Max 270s get together, and it looks kind of black, but the airbag was highlighted. And it looks like a swoosh from a certain angle.
Yeah, what angle?
Is that intentional, or like if I look from here, it looks like a swoosh?
Oh, yeah.
So that's not intentional.
That wasn't intentional.
Okay, that was pretty cool. So you have the Air Max 180 and the Air Max 93 with you. Could you point out where, like, to match Air Max 270 with those vintage shoes?
So obviously the colorway on this model is directly from the 93, which was harkening back. We're also going to have a 180 colorway coming pretty soon. The toe cap, you can see that's very much from the 93. Initially, the upper on this was mimicked off the 180, but we ended up changing that. The booty on the 270 was directly taken from the 93, but we obviously modernized that. And then the airbag, that was obviously the nickname, the 270, which ended up becoming the new airbag. And then, like I said before, the heel clip shape came directly from the 180. So a lot of heritage from these two.
Okay, so actually 180 plus 93 is 273. That's close to 270, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's a good way to tell the story for me.
Yeah, their very first prototype was actually called the 273.
Okay, for the Vapor Max also, we applied different types of uppers to the Vapor Max. Is that the same thing for the 270? We've already seen the Air Force 270, right? What are the other products? Can you tell us?
Right now, we obviously have the regular cut and sew 270. We have the Air Force 270, and then in summer we're going to be coming out with the Flyknit 270 with a one-piece Flyknit upper.
So what about bringing some more air into the forefoot? Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah, actually, you know, I can't give away too much, but the experimenting with the 270, this was really just trying to figure out how we can make bigger airbags, and through this we learned how to do that. So I think in the future I'll be seeing maybe some bigger full-length bags coming.
Okay, so about 2 years ago, maybe we had an interview with Stevie Ryder, you know, Soul of What, you know about him? So he described this as the air bubbles. Air bubbles can make him fly. So as the creative director of Nike Air Maxes, what does the Air Max, the air bubble, means to you?
For me, the air bubble is kind of like the idea of like limitless possibilities. I think when Tinker designed the first Air Max shoe in '87, he kind of set a precedent of really like dream big and kind of think as far out as you can. So air for me is kind of the kind of limitless possibilities.
Okay, last question. What's the most awesome thing you see in Shanghai this time?
Oh, the most awesome thing? I think it's been the sneaker culture. I mean, inventory pool, look at you guys are up on a roof in the middle of nowhere, and this is like the coolest sneaker store I've ever seen. I think there's so much passion here about sneakers, and it's cool. This is my first time in Shanghai, and it's just cool to see the love.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. It's freezing here.
That's why I made you a coat.
Shanghai's freezing.
No, put this in the other pocket.
Oh yeah, we get two of them.
Yeah.